Hi everyone and welcome back to Enough is Enough. It's a Pirate here with you again, and today I want to talk about grenades. I've been thinking over the last few days about this gadget and how I think it's a bit underused, a bit underrated, and you've only got to take a look at the operators in the game to see really how powerful it is. This gadget is only given to 3 out of the 24 attackers, and that's Buck, Sledge and Finker, and 2 of those, Buck and Sledge, are very useful and versatile characters with a great weapons loadout. So if you can get better with these gadgets, you definitely have some free kills there to be claimed without ever really putting yourself at risk. So what we are going to look at in this video is the actual mechanics of grenades. I'm going to break that down for you. We're going to look at the distance that they have to get within for an enemy to take damage and for you to get that all-important kill. We're going to have a look at the mechanics of cooking the grenades. How long do you need to cook for so that they just explode as soon as they arrive next to your enemy? Because that's a really important point, so they can't run away from them, of course. Once we've been over that, I'm going to have a look at some specific spots for you where defenders like to try and hide, and we can get in there with a bit of cover and just root them out with a nade or two, and again just up that kill total for you. Maybe just help you in a difficult situation, win the fight without ever having to put yourself at risk, without ever having to get into a gunfight. So first things first, we're going to get into a custom game or two, and I'm just going to really break down the mechanics of nades and how they work for you. And you're going to have a really thorough understanding of how long you need to cook them for and the distance that you need to get them within. Moving over into a custom game then, the first question that I want to put to you is, do you know exactly how close you need to land a nade to somebody in order to secure a kill? Now this is a really important piece of information because it really does give you an idea of how well you have to gauge that throw and just how much leeway you've got with the angles you're using and where you're going to make the nade land. So in order to help us, I've got Valkyrie here joining us in a custom game, and I'm just going to give you a quick visual representation of the distances involved when using nades. The first ring that I've put on the screen is at a 2-meter radius, and that is about the radius that it will take to actually secure a kill. Anything outside of that and you're probably going to be just doing damage, or maybe if you're lucky, securing a down but not out state. The second ring there is at the 5-meter range, and that is pretty much the extent of the radius that your grenade can land in order to do any damage. So as you can see, when we're just talking about being able to do some damage, we've got quite a bit of leeway there. That is taking up quite a large space, is that second ring. That's going to cover a lot of the small rooms and probably about half of the bigger rooms in Siege. So we'll let Buck get on with his thing. He's going to drop a couple of nades down for us. The first one is at that 5-meter range, and that is going to do, I can tell you, about 10 damage to Valkyrie, and then the second one will be inside that 2-meter kill zone. There's a sliding scale for damage between the two, and it ranges from 10 damage out at 5 meters to about 30 to 40 at the 2-meter range, depending obviously on the armor of the operator and whether they're wearing ruck armor or not. The next two elements that I'm going to break down for you are probably the most important, so pay attention to this bit. We're going to look at throw distance and time. So the max throw distance for a nade in Siege is about 33 meters if you can get a really good arc on it, but generally speaking you're going to be inside, and 20 meters is a more realistic maximum operational distance. We can see there I've put the timer on screen as well, and that's from the point of pressing the button to the point of the grenade exploding. We can see that it's around 4.5 seconds, and that reaches us out to about 19-20 meters with a reasonable arc that's going to avoid ceilings and things like that. Now, the grenade was actually on the floor for about 2.5 seconds before it detonated. So that tells us that it's travelling at around 10 meters per second, maybe slightly less, maybe about 9 meters per second, but we don't need to be quite that accurate. Now, that's really important information, because the big question that I get asked and that I've thought about a lot is, how long do I need to cook that nade for so that it just explodes as it's reaching its target, because that is the peak that you're looking for here. So if we've travelled 10 meters per second and we know that our nade throw generally at a reasonable arc is about 20 meters, we need to be holding on to that nade for about a count of 3 before letting go of it, and it's going to explode at that 20 meter mark. if we hold on to it for about 4 seconds before letting go of it, then it's going to explode about the 10-meter mark. And this definitely works. So I just use a Mississippi counting. In my head, I give it the old 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and that is definitely accurate enough for what we need here. So now, there's no need to throw nades at random anymore, just hoping that they'll get you the kills. Use the ping system, see how far away your target is roughly, and then just knock off the amount of time that you need to. So anywhere within that 20 meters, as I say, if you're out towards that range, hold it for 3 seconds. If you're a bit closer, hold it for 4. Simple as that. So now that we've covered the basics and you know how to get those nades to explode exactly where you want, how long to cook them for, I'm going to show you a couple of spots that are useful in game, but these are also areas that you can use just to practice those throws over and over and just increase that consistency, and then that's something that you will find in time able to apply to any position on any map. Now, I've got some footage playing in the background at the minute. It's a bit of Thatcher footage, and it's just going to show you how to drop a few EMPs around the spots that I'm going to show you now, because obviously your biggest enemy when trying to work with the nades is those Jaeger ADSs. He really does not want his teammates to have to worry about grenades anymore. And quite rightly, on Twitter, whilst I was talking about the production of this video, one of the coaches from the British scene was commenting on, you know, potential ways that he would combat one of the spots that I was showing. He was quite right in what he was saying, but it raised an interesting point. I'm not suggesting with these spots that you just walk in there in a 5 versus 5 with the defense all set up and you're just going to be able to get kills all day long. What I'm talking about here is, you know, maybe you've used these Thatcher spots, you've got those ADSs cleared out, you've got map control of the areas that are important so that you're not going to be getting shot in the back and challenged in those ways. You know, this is all about being able to hit that nade 100% of the time when the time is right, when the opportunity is there in front of you. I showed the footage at the beginning of this video. I'll show it again at the end where I get the double kill to win the round, and that is through the kids window, which is one of the spots that I'm going to show you, and it was just using that nade at the right place, right time. So yeah, if you go and try and do it at the beginning of the round, it's probably not going to be successful every time. But if you find yourself in a 1v1, 1v2, then maybe it's just one kill you can get without needing to get into a gunfight. The first place that we're going to look at then is border half wall. So how many times have you seen this? You've got the west wall breached and you've got somebody camping in there behind the half wall, just waiting for people to push in. And that's usually what they do. They don't usually get too aggressive at this point. So it gives you an opportunity. If you get yourself back to that first pillar there, you can see we're about 19 meters away. So going back to what we've learned earlier, the aiming point is the white stud, and we need to hold on to that grenade for about 3 seconds, and it's going to explode on impact. And you can see I can just put grenade after grenade in there consistently, exploding bang on target. If you've cleared the ADSs with Thatcher beforehand, you're going to be laughing. The second spot that I've got for you then is always a tough one to contest. It's the top of White Stairs on Oregon for the dormitories hold. You can see here I'm just demonstrating the angles that can be held there with a rotate that's open. It is actually possible to nade this spot from kids' windows without your head showing. It's very important that you keep yourself nice and low. I'm going to show you here so you can just see the top corner of that door frame, and then again it's about 20 meters away, so it's another count to 3 to get the perfect cook and then send it in. Like I said, this one you've got to be careful with. There's lots of peaks and runouts for potential here. It's just about taking the right opportunity when it's presented to you. So that's everything that I've got for you on grenades today, and hopefully there's going to be the information there for you to take away that's going to help you improve that aspect of your game, especially if you're using Buck or Sledge, because it's such an important part of their loadout. The biggest thing that I can say to take away is definitely the amount of time you need to cook a nade before letting go of it. That's the really important thing, and that's the key thing that'll get you kills. So remember, use your ping feature, and at 20 meters you're going to hold on to that grenade for just under 3 seconds. At 10 meters, just under 4 seconds, and that is going to be spot on, and it's going to explode as it arrives at its target, so they have no opportunity to move away. Always be careful to clear out defences and ADSs and make sure that you've got a clear angle, but it's a great way of avoiding the gunfight and not putting yourself in danger. I hope you've seen something there that's going to help you say enough is enough, stop being that easy kill, and get yourself ranking up. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time.